We can break the mold, it's in our control. You gotta let go, it's frivolous, whoa. Do better to show the youth something better instead of robbing them of their innocence. And that's deeper than rapping, I speak out of passion, no lie, please feel me. We all victims of that Willie Lynch letter, but if we come together so much better we will be. I know I am so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person. When I say I am so tired of hurting, so we can change the world forever. If we come together, we can break the mold. Yeah, we can break the mold. No lie. Yeah, we can break the mold. We can break the mold. We can change the world forever. If we come together, we can break the mold.
The name of the show is More Than Poetry. So we're gonna start off with something from one of the poets in the building. Fuck it. I'm not good with that. We just gonna check it out. Here we go.
If you don't have my money for me, I'll crack your fucking head wide open in front of everybody in the bank. And just about the time that I'm coming out of jail, hopefully, you'll be coming out of your coma. And guess what? I'll split your fucking head open again. Because I'm fucking stupid. I don't give a fuck about jail. That's my business. That's what I do.
Inception, Breakfast. Let's drip, drip, drip. 1,978. 8 pounds, 10 ounces. My mom's push weight. So this shit's hereditary. We putting dudes in the cemetery off that ready rockin' bottle rock. Give it to them shorty GHB and stiff cock. Or give it to the block CDs, tapes, and yellow tops. Live from QU, Arabia. Underground, unsigned hype. The fucking contracts be raping you. Fuck a PDA, my contacts be major. 2 cellular phones and a pager. Page full of snitches. That's not to keep in touch with. That's my hit list. Shitless or the bitchless. And I'm still spitting that fire, that drag your mouth shit. 64 bars at a time, you brag about shit. And I ain't looking for capers, I'm looking for capes. Something to roll in the paper. Still recording on a tape. I'm old school, Juice Crew and Cool G rap. Getting loose in a Cool G cap. Funny big fucking smooth dude like Bruce. OG, still with a deuce of OE. St. Ives for my niggas, I ride for my niggas. Double back in traffic with the automatic and die for my niggas. I'm one of a kind, nah, I'm not that kind. But rising to the streets to my fam, I'm on my grind. Cause old birds loving me. Never been a dude, how to hurry, splitting your dome like a human pinata. Get your skin caught up. And them things have you sitting there like a Teddy Ruxpin teddy bear. Ready here to steady flow. Hopping animation, tell Betty Boo she better blow. Get it going, get it crunk like Lil Jon Yin Yang. Been there, been done that. Whip and broke back WI's been doubling pies. I've been tripling green verse, cripple your team. It's like 93 cream Wu-Tang scenes. Gorillas in the mist, kids niggas with this chip. B-E-R-S-A. Me vida loca, ustedes chocha ese. Snipe dudes like Wesley, sling Coco and Nestle. Bring Scantrons to the hood. If you faggots wanna test me, it's WI's. Yes. Push classics. W. Shadyville, Queens Island. Yeah.
While I was going through stuff, I came across the fact that my boy, my brother, my co-host, the Bayesian Bear, was a rapper.
I used to dibble and dabble in that,
So what happened? Because that was kind of, I played it a couple of times, yeah.
Oh, I got fire, nigga. I got some fire out in the streets, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna bullshit you. I got some shit up on Reverb Nation. You know what it was? The team that I was fucking with, the team that I fuck with, I still fuck with the dudes, but it was really their dream. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a poet. I'm a lyricist. I love words, but they was about the music, so I went as hard as they went. I wasn't gonna go overboard, set my dreams high, and them niggas failed on me. You know what I mean? But I loved it. I loved the shit. We did a show out in VA and everything, and the shit was dope. We had some joints that I consider it could have been something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But I love the poetry scene, better because it was a different way of expressing. It wasn't confined to the bars.
Right.
It wasn't confined to rhyming. It was more just free verse is what I really fell in love with poetry. You know what I'm saying? And just my manipulation of the words. So I can have this word this word attract to this word, match with this word, go away from that word. And then also going back to school and all of that, I love playing with the page as well. You know what I mean? So it's about format and having shit just appear differently, and all of those things was the way that I could play with the words that I love so much. You know what I'm saying? So
well, I'm gonna tell y'all now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you catch the recast of this on YouTube, because it's definitely gonna be up there. My man was spitting bars and busting guns with the little baby face and shit. I said, oh, I gotta put this up. Yo, my wife was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm about to fuck with Wise. Oh, man.
I wish the volume was a little louder, because I ain't gonna friend, that was my shit. That's my shit.
I was like, yo, son, okay. Like,
we can play it later in the show, though.
Yeah. I would have fucked with your mixtape. I ain't gonna lie. I'd have fucked with it. You know what I mean?
I still get it. I can still get it to you.
I see, here we go. Listen, I just had a motherfucker try to sell me a CD. I was like, my nigga, what am I playing it on? Like, he's like, you ain't got a PlayStation 2? I said, really? Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, all of our special people are here. We got D Black in the building. We got MAERATI in the building. We got Maserati-E in the building. We got the homie Wise in the building. And of course, the boy, the real, is in the building. Shout out to President Ella, Farrah, Joshua, and everybody else that's in the building. We're going to get this thing started. So tonight, the way it's going to go, we're going to introduce the artists. We're going to chop it up with them for a little bit. And we're going to let them do what they do. Show you, she went and put, ooh, ow, hey. Anyway, all right. So, Love, go tell your mother to come on. I said, why black kids do that? You tell them go do something and they stand right there and fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, the last song I was playing, Break the Mold, Maserati-E. He's the creator of that song. And like a lot of up and coming artists, because y'all know, if y'all been following, we played Mark Hightower's shit. We had Q Williams, you know what I'm saying? We had Phoenix. So we always, give the ones who's not, who's actually making real music, that kind of love. But what I always do is I give it the love test. That's my daughter. If she can take it more than twice, your shit popping. If she don't ask to hear Chris Brown while it's playing, you popping. So, yeah, Break the Mold is definitely, it's getting spins in the house. It's getting spins in the Williams household. All right, so, while everybody get comfortable, we get started. Brother Wise, it is on you.
We jumping straight into these features, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so our first feature of the night is somebody who, in these past, 4 or 5 months of quarantine, has become very close to my heart. I call her my niece. She's more than that, but she's an amazing poet. Like, her words captivate you, but as the title of the show goes, it's more than poetry. So it's more than just what she's saying. It's how she says it. It's her delivery. It's the acting behind whatever she's spitting to you. She sits there waving this fan, trying to cool off because she's hot as fuck already. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that in the physical sense, in the emotional sense, in the spiritual sense. This young lady is more than a poet. So it's
fire! She's fucking fire! She's fire!
Than poetry. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, snap your fingers, give your salutes, whatever you want to fucking do. Show some love to Miss MAERATI.
Hi guys, thank you
for
having me. That intro was too much. Stop it.
Chip.
Okay. So what you want me to do? You want me what we doing?
All right. So it's supposed to be Wise is gonna he's gonna interview you a little bit, ask you a couple of things, and then you go on and do what you do.
All right.
So Uncle Wise.
Yes, sir.
So
Mom.
Yes,
tell me and these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
What got you into poetry?
What got me into poetry? I'm one of 15. I'm at the bottom. I'm the youngest girl. I have a little brother. So in a house that big, you don't really have a voice. Right. Your older siblings are kind of raising you at that point. I had like older parents and they were like done. They were like bored. Like they're like, no, we're done. So your older siblings are raising you. So whatever they say goes. So you don't have a voice, and I couldn't express myself a lot. So I would write. And yeah, that's what kind of got me into it. It wasn't consistent. I wrote when I needed to, when I felt like I was about to explode. Only recently did I start writing really, really consistency. I guess I needed my pen more recently.
I hear you. Listen, our pens get us through a lot. Our pens help us get through a whole lot. So
absolutely.
What do you find like you write more about? Like, where do you draw inspiration from? I mean, like with 15 people, I know you had a lot of family poems and sibling poems and a lot of shit about the household growing up. But
don't touch my milk, leave my cereal alone, you bastard.
Like now, where do you draw this inspiration from?
Life experiences. Like I said, like I pick up my pen when I need to. Sometimes I don't write my own stories. Like sometimes my siblings are going through something and they don't hear me. So I fold it into a new piece. And if they're feeling it, I'm like, okay, you can resonate with what I'm trying to tell you a little bit more. But yeah, anything inspires. Sometimes I take requests and see if I could write to it. Like I just pull from anywhere, anything. It's not one specific thing. It's like, you know, a lot of poets get trapped in these hubs. Like they only write about love. They only write about like their Black experiences and stuff like that. Like I feel like I'm versatile and I can write to anything. Not to say that they can't, but sometimes they don't lend themselves to that space. Yeah. So I allow myself to be vulnerable enough to, you know.
Before you get into your first piece, I just got one question. You know, I'll probably ask you another one, another set of questions in between pieces. But quarantine.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Like, how do you feel it has helped? Has it hurt? Has it influenced? Has it pushed you? Like, as far as your writing goes and your performance?
Oh my goodness. Quarantine has pushed me so much. I write completely different. Like before quarantine, I had a whole book. I finished my book in about February. Okay. Not that I don't stand by what's in there, but like whenever that book does get published, it's just gonna be called old ink. So y'all know, like this ain't even me anymore. I've met so many amazing artists, yourself included, that you know, iron sharpens iron. There were some things that I didn't realize. Sometimes I speak more poetically than I write. And someone asked me, like, why do I do that? Like, why do you feel like you have to be trapped in the simplicity of your words? I'm like, oh, because usually when I was younger, like I was saying, it was to convey messages real easy. I want you to understand what I'm saying. Right. And someone asked me why I did that. And I was like, you're right. And I started to be able to fold more complexities into it, you know? Gotcha. So my listeners can get more from it and it's not so direct.
Heard you.
Can I ask a question before she go?
Before she go in, you mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ask a question, real.
Yeah. How long you been writing, player? How long you been at it, player?
I probably started writing when I was 10. I consistently started writing in November.
Wow.
So yeah.
All right.
Okay, y'all just jump into it, huh?
I want to hear you jump into it. I mean, it's your stage right now, so.
All right, this is a new piece. This is one of my challenging pieces. Somebody asked me to do something that was a little outside of my comfort zone, so this is it. When a boy tells you he loves you, it'll be foreign to your ears, but never to your soul. You know all too well how to digest lies told by men, mainly your father, whose words never graced your drum but managed to play these off-tempo versions of truth. It's the reason why I can't dance on beat or keep up with you. I need practice. Time to process how to pretend I haven't gone over each one of your words in my head looking for corrections. Scratch that. I want to fuck. Believe you with the impression that you had any pull above waist. So instead you say, I love you. When a boy tells you he loves you, he thinks himself Indiana Jones, swapping out weighted words for wardrobes, not anticipating how it would sink into my skin, signaling silent satisfaction. He says this with a smirk, not knowing he's going to die consumed in my temple, drowned in emotion too thick for strokes. His luck has run out. Nearly. See, quicksand doesn't swallow that fast, so I watch him gripping on hourglass, looking as minutes fade faster, faster than memory. This will be embarrassing for me now, but him later. When that boy told me he loved me, he gave me everything I wanted in the moment, while I gave him all that he needed for forever. Longevity was never his strong suit. I'd be all dressed up knowing the only place he could take me was for granted. I was always allowing more wishes when he got down to his last, but never made him feel like we couldn't last. When that boy told me he loved me, he secured a spot in line that had no one in it, occupied a residence as the only tenant. I swear I let him stay free. Knowing palms still needed to be greased and they were detangling coiled and complicated complexions against my own, but somehow I got better at being under your skin, better at being baptized in bleached lies. His eyes never saw truth, so I took no solace in the narrative they provided. Besides, they tell me too late what he actually meant. When that boy told me he loved me, he meant I don't now, but I see how I could. Watch my carriage turn pumpkin. I wish that he would have been on time. My ride was no more, but still I chose to walk with him over shards of eggshells quietly, pursed lips, keeping blood from spilling secrets. I don't like it here anymore. Internal thoughts plucked vocal cords until sweet notes rang out. I shared this snack with him, passing it from my lips to his ears. He always took the bigger portion, leaving me with nothing left to quench this thirst of unrequited love. I mean, I wasn't surprised. I knew who he was. He was the boy who told me he loved me, teaching me all the words to a duet I'd sing alone. Music for our first dance, so low, no one could hear it. It was as if it never happened. My hands in mid-air, hovering over shoulders that didn't show up to bear the weight of their words. When that boy told me he loved me, I made him feel like a man. That's that piece.
Yo! Listen, oh my God. Fire, man. Fire. Shout out storyteller. Andy had pulled into the building. Oh, and I want to say to everybody who's balancing between this and the versus battle, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
The Monica shit, right? Monica and Brandon?
I didn't want to see Forehead versus Payless Slippers. I didn't want to see it. Sorry.
Jesus.
Ah! Oh, man. I don't even know why. I don't know. Maya, go again. Go in, man. Go in.
Okay.
Go in.
All right, this is an old one. And just like that, the bar was shattered. You elevated me. Well, really, I lowered my standards, but still, you were the perfect counterfeit. Had me hopeful for make-believe, like that old type of love where we would carve our initials in maple trees. I never thought of you as not being real, reminiscing on those moments where time stood still. You know, you're the first person to tell me my regular old brown eyes were pretty. You never be annoyed by me because, well, you get me. Yeah, Ashton Kutcher, you got me good. Had me miseducated on things I thought you understood, like when a man loves a woman. But I guess that doesn't happen so often. Let me be the exception, massaging your heart until it softens like the butter left out from my morning toast. It's the best meal of the day, but I promise I look forward to you most. See, I keep thinking of myself as the outlier to these rules, thinking up these great scenarios and then eventually using them as tools to hurt my own feelings. You told me the sky was the limit. I looked up and saw ceilings. I let you enter my view when initially you weren't a part of the vision. I let you shoot your shot like a racist cop. Now I don't fit the description. You left me to bleed out by myself just so you could go on and shoot your shot with somebody else. Trifling. That's that piece.
Blah, 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 blah.
Shoot your shot like a racist cop. Bars!
Oh, man. Yeah, cool off a bit, man. Cool off a bit. Jesus.
You got some more questions?
Do I have more questions? I got 1,010 questions. So when you're writing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You find that you write and put it down? Do you revise? Do you revisit? What does your writing process look like?
More recently, yes. I go back and I read, because sometimes I'm writing out of pure emotion. So you just like get it on the page. You just let it spill. And then when I go back, I see like I could have said that more eloquently. you know. I probably shouldn't have said fuck that nigga. So let's take that out and go back. Let's put something else in there, you know. So now I do revise. Like before I didn't, because I felt like work should be raw. But when I start pushing things for public consumption, I wanted it to be palatable and relatable. So yeah, more recently, yes, I do revise.
What that shit. Another question I got for you, since we're talking about writing, but we're talking about this being more than poetry. So there's been something that I've always battled with, right? Especially in my 20s and most of my 30s.
You're only 31, so
shut the fuck up. At one point, I thought it was gonna be my thesis of my master's, right? But I went away from it. Explain to me how you feel about like the difference in poetry. So for me, I feel the worlds are so close, but there's still a line that separates written from performance poetry. Talk to me.
Oh, definitely. Writing my book now, my second book, that's all written poetry. Performing it wouldn't be lackluster, but I feel like there's less spaces to act. Personally, I like to perform. I am a performer. So when I'm doing like spoken word, I write it for performing intentions. Like I'm trying to like pull a phrase or something as an example. I write it more so how I talk when it's spoken word. Like how I would talk to you, like if I was upset, and how I would talk to you like this, like I'm gonna write it like that.
That's when the fuck that nigga come out.
Right.
That's definitely
when I'm writing it just for it to be in a book, I feel like I have to not dilute emotion. I feel like I have to conform to different verbiage to add to emotion because it's trapped on page.
Got you.
Okay, if that answered the question.
No, that answers the question.
Yeah, I'm a little more lax writing things that I know I'm going to perform because through my words, you're going to understand how I meant it. But when it's trapped on page, I feel like it needs a little more explanation without explaining.
Got you. I got you. Well,
I got a question. Where are you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh.
Hey, go Steelers.
No, but okay.
Oh, I thought only New Yorkers did like their home team. That's what's up.
No, I don't. It's not for me. Not
you like
for
football
me.
at all?
I used to love football. My issue with football is that I come across people who love football more than they loved humans, and it bothered my soul. I didn't like dealing with attitudes after the game. You didn't want to talk, and then you just want to talk about the game. And I'm like, I was watching it with you. I was enjoying it. Now I'm not.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just over it all.
I hear you.
Damn.
That's what happened.
Oh, shit.
Let me get something else, man.
Okay, this is a new one too. So let me get a little breath. Knowing not every African-American daughter has a father, you're probably wondering what I'm getting at. When fathers go, they leave responsibility. I became queen. My crown made crooked from the impacted door slamming, jaw bridge jamming, turned ashes, leaving more gap between us than is present in my smile. But you probably hadn't noticed I don't do it too often. The first time I heard queen, it wasn't from black lips. Before white men graced my ears. There's more to the story, so don't stop me here. Don't you find it funny how queen is free in effort to protect kings, destroy pawns with tongue sharper than double-edged swords, easily crown king on checkerboards if you're on my side? It's really that simple. But so is man. Castles washed away by tears because they didn't learn not to build their house upon the sand when I'm the rock. But less man than that, so I answered to Latifah, wondering if you'd ever learn my real name or if queen would reach my ears if it wasn't self-proclaimed. The uncertainty of this stings, leaving my skin raised with hives, the world buzzing about the names of queens with lighter eyes than mine. I mean, gold looks good on their skin, but never in it. The novelty of having a black queen lasted all of 15 minutes. I guess you could say it's a life lesson. But life lessons be different for us. Remember bobby pins to secure your crown. You wouldn't want knowledge spilled on gown before you had the chance to dance across stage. Gradually, they'll learn to leave a little more head space for these law-breaking rebel strands. Heavy as the head that rocks the curls and snaps the rubber bands and no, you can't touch. I got a strict don't touch my head, won't be no shit policy. Weird how queens always go missing, men crown king prematurely, on bended knee, praying for the day that he get the sense to do it first. But until then, she walks with her head held high, raising it more to kiss the sun back, only ever lowering it for the same reason. She teaches him, king does not trump or take precedent over queen. I watched as this be called nothing more than a mother's job, woman's work, needed, anticipated, everything but respected. Women are disqualified from everything. Love, protection, their own damn children. They're approved upon arrival, taken back without receipt, without a talk with the manager, without warning. It's unwarranted. Like I asked for anything more than I made. And even less than that, I built the home of the brave. I'm the village, unable to raise children from the dead. My nephew will be no Lazarus. I teach him to be book smart. King James versus everyone. Find sanctuary in Psalms. Use your own voice because mine only counts for 3/5 of the vote, with no guarantee of acceptance of that much. So I fold my tongue like paper swans, never letting it fly off the handle, but sometimes he still calls me when he needs help. Knows better than to call me from a cell, call me from the corner, or have me calling corners because he calls me when he's gonna be late. More respectable than to just call me when he wants a plate. So he'll never have to call Tyrone. He'll always have a space in my home. That's a castle, as long as I'm in it. Because what is queen if not synonymous for Black women? That's that piece.
Yo, I fucking love this girl, man. My God. Oh, boy. Jesus. Thank you, Wise. Thank you.
Fold my tongue
like paper swans. What the?
Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes.
Yawa.
A lot of the time.
Bars!
D-Black. Woo! I don't know what you prepared. How much more you got?
How much more? I mean, I got some stuff that just stays up here. What you want?
You got stuff that stays up there. You know what I want, but I want you to close with that. No?
You want that? Jesus.
Let her take a break from that one, Wise. Let her take a break from that one.
You can take a break from that one. I just wanted the people to, you know, because we when we talked about the whole. So when this came about in Real's mind, right? Mm-hmm. He saw Unrequited.
Yeah.
And instantly, boom, he thought of D-Black. And he's like, yo, because the way they act and they go into it's a performance. It's not, I'm like, yo, nigga, I understand what you say. Like, we had that conversation. He's like, nah, nigga, we doing this shit in 2 Mondays. I'm like, nigga, how you know
wait,
even free, nigga?
Wait, as soon as
you get mine, we doing this shit in 2 weeks. I'm like, yo, my nigga, how you know these people are free? Yo, the man was so, you know what I'm saying? So,
yo, because let me just say,
like you put so much into a piece.
And for somebody who comes from acting, before I did any of this, the first thing I did was acting. So I always appreciate that. As soon as the light went black, I said, we got to do this. We have to. It's a given. Like, yo, it's not many out here that can punch you in the fucking nuts like that. God damn it.
Jeez.
Woo.
I take a rib shot. Like, aim a little higher for me. Give Uncle a rib shot. I don't know what you like. Nah. But nah, you can keep that piece. I need something else though. Give me something.
Okay. I'll tell you a joke. It's not that long.
Oh shit.
So the joke went like this. Your mama's so dumb, she gave birth to a little Black boy in America. And as an added bonus, it wouldn't matter if that baby came out an Eric or an Erica. Black is the important part. Black is what they seen from the start. Then America, the location, notorious for the defamation of the content of my character. I'm just lazy. And in no way does being Black place a barrier. Silly of me to believe the race was rigged. The American dream must have been dreamt up by somebody who didn't bump their head. But there I go again, being bitter and black. When I fed this country from my bosom, it was the first form of Similac. But let me hide the distaste in my mouth from a language that never sat well on my tongue. Let me pretend that my shackles and your head start shouldn't result in me being outrun. But it's fine. Mama always said, you know what you know, try to learn what you don't. As she proceeded to teach me the lessons other people won't, like any good florist knows not to crowd the pot. The government had this same information when they decided to crowd the block. They called it the projects. We be their lab rat experiment, and it's this very experience that shaped who I am. Constantly reminded I'm an old soul. Well, damn. That tends to be the outcome when you've seen the things I've seen. My age is the number of experiences that push me to live beyond my emotional means. You ever seen a Black girl gone missing? No one bats an eye. And in my hood, we're now numb to the deafening shriek of a mother's cry because Amber Alerts don't apply to copper skin. Can you remind me, what's the lowest form of American currency again? So Amber and Penny are just about the same unless one of them happens to be the color of cocaine and good black don't crack. But once it was pushed into the hoods, what did you expect us to do with that besides light up? Bush don't care about Black people. That's the Kanye I want back because he didn't give a fuck. Now he tells me to make the best of the cards I'm handed. When you systemically built over the foundation in which I was planted, but no worries. I'll be your rose that grew from concrete, gaining my rich color from the blood that is sure to seep into my crowded pot. Pluck me of my petals like America loves me. They love me not. Besides, a bouquet of beautiful Black bodies would serve as the perfect centerpiece at your dinner table. Back to that American dream, which is much less than that. It's a fable, like slow and steady wins the race. Well, white got a 400-year lead at first place, and the starter pistol has me triggered because I can't remember a time it wasn't pointed at a nigga, so I never take off. They'll accuse me of running from the crime scene. They'll accuse me of pulling the race car when I know that's the thing. See, this track scholarship was supposed to be my ticket to success. But I can't accept it if it comes at the risk of me never being able to catch my breath. I think I can. 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 I think I can.
Yo, I need everybody to unmute yourself and give it up. Give it the, yo, come on.
Awesomeness.
I did that. Actually does. Oh my.
Nothing less than awesomeness.
Fire.
Phenomenal, Maya.
Somebody give her a contract, something.
Beautiful.
Already.
Man.
Put on the screen.
All right, please let them know. They go to hat. Why? Say something so the hat can pop up, baby.
Nigga.
There you go.
Maya Wright. This is her logo. That's my niece.
I appreciate you, Unc.
So
man,
let the people know.
Well
let them know where they at. What
As
you
you
got. All that.
My name is like as it's shown on Instagram. That's all I use. Don't try to find me on Facebook. You'll be like back in 2013. You don't want that. So yeah, find me on Instagram. I have hats. That's it. I be pretty cool sometimes. That's all. I'm awkward. Enjoy.
Man, you
cool
are
all the fucking time.
You are dope. What? Oh, wow. That's how you kick this shit off.
Facts.
All right.
Thank you.
You sticking around or you out?
Absolutely.
All right, please. And put your Okay, Wise Array took care of it. Go ahead, do that shit. All right, so damn. Coming up next, when I first got into poetry, I heard about this brother. Everybody who heard I did poetry was like, oh, you know D Black? And I'm like, who the fuck is that? And he got this poem he does where he's like DMX. And I'm like, all right. And then I saw it. And it was like, oh wow, this is different. And we started frequenting the same spots. And I noticed that, this dude here, listen, man, he's definitely one of those that makes me go, you know what? when he's in the building, I gotta put a little extra on what I'm doing. He is a dope poet. He's a phenomenal actor. He done been in some shit that I know you done seen. Yeah, and he's cool. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, actor, writer, poet, cool ass black man with a bald head, David Roberts, aka D Black, y'all.
Chip.
Peace, sir. Peace.
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Man, same old man. Just looking for the next thing, keeping ourselves relevant in these crazy quarantine times that we're in.
Right. Okay, so let the people know, this is your moment to brag. I know you're a humble dude, but here we go. Let them know some things about you, man. Don't do that. Oh yeah, I'm just let them know.
If he gonna do that humble shit, let him do that humble shit, right? Okay. I'm gonna tell you, this shit is crazy, real. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the crib, me and the missus, we watching this shit on Hulu. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, I felt like a fucking groupie and shit. I seen the nigga, one of the Muslim brothers. I'm like, baby, I know the nigga. I know that's D Black. I know that nigga in the Wu-Tang joint. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, I know that. She was like, nigga, you don't know him. Shut up. I'm like, the nigga do poetry. I mean, the nigga do real. I know that nigga. Oh shit, D, what up?
Yo.
Like the nigga can hear me on the screen and shit. I'm like, D, what up, baby? Ah, we made it.
Good, that's what's up.
So when it's funny, when I seen him in I believe it was a Toyota commercial.
I think it was called CarMax.
Yep. I said, he doing white people commercials. He didn't made it.
Hey, we forgetting about the Broadway play.
No, we didn't forget about that. But we got.
All right, because I'm D Black fan of Zaysha Love. Like that's I think it was a Tuskegee or something else. He was in the Broadway play. Let's get it.
Okay, but listen, we gotta leave some shit for him to talk about. Remember?
My bad.
We gotta brag for him, man. We gotta brag for.
Right, we got because he's mad chill. Like he's not gonna do it. But go ahead, I'm my bad.
Facts.
And that's bad that they know that. But we're gonna give him a second, ladies and gentlemen. So D Black, let him know who you are, sir.
Okay, actor, spoken word artist, and spoken word. I go by the name D Black. Just a couple bullet points. I was in an excellent play about the Tuskegee Airmen entitled Black Angels Over Tuskegee. We were going into our 11th year off Broadway, 47th Street, between Avenues 8 and 9. Quarantine put a halt on that, but it'll definitely be back up come 2011. I was in the season opener of FBI Most Wanted. I don't know how many of you ever saw the movie E.T. The kid in that movie, I'm actually in the scene with him. So the opening scene of FBI Most Wanted, he's playing like a really bad doctor, and he's giving me drugs. And I'm kind of like paying him for on the slide. I was in season 5 of Orange is the New Black. I played CEO Dave. I was in Daredevil. I tried to take out Daredevil in season 3, episode 4. I was in a cameo scene for Blacklist. Just a couple of things, man. Just here and there, trying to make it happen. Wu-Tang, the American Saga, played one of the 5% brothers. So,
right. That's what Wise talking about. Yeah, peace, brother. What's today's mathematics?
What's today's math?
What? All right. So, which one did you start off with first?
I started acting first. And maybe like a good 6 months after that, there was a regional theater company that I was a part of, and we didn't just do plays. We also talked about a lot of important social issues concerning Black America. And it dawned on me that there's a lot of things that we, in general, don't talk about. So I just started writing, and the first piece I wrote was called Black People, and I just kept on writing after that. A good book that I suggest for people is a book called I think it's called The Life. And it's a book of toasts from people in the underworld, pimps, drug dealers, people in jail, the whole nine. And when I started reading those poems on that level, and I started seeing that these poems looked and felt very simple, but they felt very profound. So when I saw that you could write pieces like that, and also in the forms of characters, and people could get it, and it can still be considered poetry, it was over.
Okay.
It was over. It was over. The door just flew off the hinges.
So now I've seen you do quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite?
A favorite piece? Whew. I mean, there's quite a lot. You know what I noticed? Whatever is the most recent or whatever I just finished memorizing,
That's
that
the favorite.
That's the favorite. That's the favorite piece for the moment.
You worse than the goddamn weed man, son. This that right here is harder than the last one. You know what? All right. Let the people know where you from, man. Where are you from?
Hey, born and raised in the Bronx, man. Come on, stop playing these games. Stop playing these games. But yeah, born and raised in the Bronx, first generation American. Mother from Sierra Leone, West Africa. Father from Cameroon, North Central.
Oh,
so yeah, man.
As long as I know you, I didn't even know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I always got the motherland vibe, like, but I just, wow, okay. All right. Ready to get it in?
Yeah, man. Let's do some stuff.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please mute your mics. This is the one and only D Black, doing what he do. Someone said, wait, he was in a play too on Broadway. Oh, wow, yeah, they still going off. All right, brother, man, it's on you.
It's all good, yo. The first piece I'm gonna do that it's fairly new. A while back, I was a part of an erotic workshop, and it was called Sex Sessions. And one of the prompts was, what does society say about sex? So I'm about to read this piece for y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy it. What does society say about sex? Religion says sex is bad, unless ordained by God. But pedophile priests get a pass? Women say sex is liberating. It gives inner glow and is spiritually elevating. Men say, I like it when I can get it. My favorite recreation. Recreating, say the scientists, but nobody wants to be reminded. Lawyers say, everybody remembers when a baby's on the way, and the mother's stuck with the hardship, and the fathers don't want to pay. Intimate couples say, it's our own damn business. Psychiatrists say, identity, activity, classification. Newlyweds say, highest form of intimate expression. Parents say, when two people really love each other. Children say, what does a stork have to do with this? Some spouses say, it's just routine. Sex therapists say, it's the opening of a whole new being. The media says, we say whatever we are told. Journalists say, we say whatever we are told. Conservatives say, shh, taboo. We never discuss it. Schools say, penis, vagina, intercourse, pregnancy. Any questions? College campuses say, explore, experiment, have fun, be safe. Celibates say, oh, I have better ways to spend my time. Nuns and priests say, it blocks me from my divine. The freaks say, hot, steamy, moist, oh, ow, I need a towel. Nymphos say, it's a gift and a curse. Porno stars say, hey, it's a job. Some virgins say, ooh, I can't wait. Other virgins say, ooh, I can. Introverts say, I prefer masturbation. Extroverts say, I prefer everyone. So, as you can see, each fraction of society does not say the same thing. And the factions of that faction aren't even on the same page. But to really answer the question, what does society say about sex? You have to follow by asking, have they or have they not had sex yet? Peace, y'all.
Wow, you just made me unhorny. Thank you. Like shit, you killed my hump day. I don't shit. Wow.
I'm trying to play around with the chakras because I think that that society at large has done a wonderful job of playing around with ours without our permission.
Right.
So I'm doing my best to use that same medium to kind of get that purple chakra back on top. Right now they got the red chakra on top. I'm trying to fix shit back. Get that purple rain going.
Right. Okay. What else you got, bro?
This is a piece you've seen me do a couple of times. I think that we need to have more of a conversation about sex. I think we've been having a very biased one for the past number of decades, and I hope that this piece forces the conversation to have a more open one. And the name of this piece is called Construct.
Oh shit! Yeah, let's get it. God damn it.
Cool. Masculinity is a social construct. But so is language. So are words. So are the letters coming out of my mouth to be heard. When did social construct become the devil? Toss out the baby with the bathwater because it's not inclusive of all people? How did we get here? Where? If we're not all free, then nobody can be. Soon being happy will be deemed as offensive. The trauma of marginalization forces the need for answers, but biology is not the oppressor. Just respect people's choices and accept that we differ. Can you imagine erasing all constructs? It'd be like, just picture it. 1 million pregnant women suing 1 million men because they refuse to make child support payments. The verdict is not guilty, you see, because their psychiatrists believe that they suffer from parental phobia. Parental phobia is when you refuse to make child support payments even though you still made them. You remove social constructs, you just make way for new ones. And since sexuality is now a social construct too, you can just remove the main purpose of sex and focus on the psychological. But this isn't true. Parental phobia isn't real. But since there's no more social constructs, let's say goodbye to the court system. And let's say goodbye to laws. And let's say goodbye to poems. And let's say goodbye to words. And since there's no more words, let's just how about we do a better job basing social constructs on a better substance? How about we identify ourselves with more than our thoughts and our feelings? How about rather than tossing the baby out with the bathwater, throwing the biology out of the window? How about we stop fighting it? And we fight a whole lot harder to build a better relationship with Mother Nature that we can't get away from.
Oh yeah. See that? Oh man, Jesus. I notice you always write from like somewhere that people are not looking, you know, that Kansas City shuffle. We over here, but you writing from over there.
Right.
Speak a little on the process. Like, yeah, speak a little on the process.
Well, when I just started creating, you know, D Black as this entity, I try to come from I guess a mantra, otherwise known as the 3 U's, meaning that I try to understand, unite, and then uplift. So I try to understand what it is that I'm trying to talk about, or if I'm talking about a specific individual or a collective of individuals, I try to understand what, you know, how did they get to where they are now? How do you get from A to B? Everything, you know, has its process of getting to where it is. Once you do that, then you do your best to try to unite us. It's not enough to just understand. You have to unite us, bring us together. But I think the third hardest part is to uplift, because not everybody wants to be uplifted. Not everybody wants to be uplifted the way you want them to be uplifted. Right. Not everybody wants to, you know, it's not necessarily what you think is being uplifted that somebody else agrees with. So I just focus on doing those 3 things. And it takes a lot of research, depending on, especially a piece like this, because you're going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged. People are going to bring it to you. And I've been, the piece, I wish I remembered to do it, but the piece, there's a piece that I have, which is a debate, the Great Debate, Part 1. And that's a debate, as you saw yourself, a debate between a penis and a strap-on dildo.
That shit is crazy. Oh my God. Yo.
So when you write a piece like that, at the end of the day, you have to stand for truth. But people have their own truths, you know. And we're in a social climate right now where the door has been kind of open to allow everyone's truths to be just as important as the person standing next to them. But if we're all going to be, you know, there has to be something universal that we agree to if we're going to allow all of these truths to be just as valid as the one next to them.
Okay. All right. So speaking of, you know, this whole time during this pandemic, a lot of things have stopped. So what is one thing you would say that you've realized about yourself that maybe you didn't realize before?
I'm writing a little bit faster. After all these years, it took me this long, or it took me to get to this place to understand that this is the way that I need to write. So it's really simple for a lot of other people, but for me, I guess it was a bit more difficult. So the average writer or poet may write in a stanza form, meaning that there'll be a couple of words drop and that goes to the next one. Me, I have to write as if I'm writing an essay, because that's the way a lot of my pieces are anyway. They're rhyming essays, they're rhyming speeches, they're rhyming monologues. So if I just continue to write as if I'm writing in that form, the words will come to me more. And then I'll break it up in the format of it looking like a stanza or a standard poem. That's something that took me a long time to get to. Because when I try to write as if I was writing a stanza, it would take me forever.
That's deep. That's some new shit to think about.
Yeah.
I might try that. I don't know what it's gonna sound like, but I might try it.
Say that shit.
Say that shit.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, you see, right? I bet you almost at least 4 poets in here is like, I'm gonna try that shit tonight. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Like for me, it takes me forever to read a book. Like sometimes it takes me forever to get off of a page because my attention span is really, really short. So by the time I'm literally by the time I read one line, my eyes start wandering around.
Right.
And it takes me a while to get back to remember what the imagery was of what I was reading. So I think I was reading somewhere where imagery or the sense of sight is the most powerful in mind, generally speaking. So when I'm reading something, I need to visualize it. But if I'm so distracted or easily distracted, once I start reading, boom, I'll start looking around. I've done dropped that imagery because now I'm locked into whatever other imagery I done got attached to at that moment. So it's not an easy thing to do. I'm saying all that to say, when I read magazines, I notice that I'll go through a magazine like this because of the way the columns are written, as opposed to a book and the lines are this long and it takes me forever to get off a page. But if I'm reading a magazine, it'll be in columns, and before you know it, I'm reading through the whole magazine because it's just written differently. So, you know, that imagery, that format does something, you know, everybody's mind is different, and it does something to my mind where I can just pick up things quicker and continue with the imagery, as opposed to just reading a long line and getting caught up, and especially if there's run-on sentences, forget it.
So now let me ask you this. Are you left-handed?
No, I'm right-handed.
Wow. Wow, that's usually the talk of a left-handed person, but wow.
Yeah.
All right, so last question. Wise, you got one? This motherfucker over there changing clothes and whatnot. He get ready for the barbecue fashion show and shit that's going on after this. All right, so why do you think, or first off, where do you think poetry stands in the levels of Black entertainment?
Oh man, I think that poetry is the soul. I think poetry is, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that poetry is, if it's not the last, it's definitely one of the few remaining parts of Black soul still standing. You're doing what you're doing. You and Waz are doing what you're doing without any conglomerate saying, okay, look, Real, you have to make sure that you mention our corporate sponsor every hour or half an hour in order for your show to continue. No, you hear rocking. And that's the core of it. To me, the purpose of the soul is to keep the body going. The purpose of any living thing is to keep on living, and the soul is supposed to push that agenda. So I think that when it comes to us, poetry is that art form that allows us to do so. Because I think any other art form, it gets entangled, and yes, I'm using that word on purpose. It gets entangled with you know, whether it be corporate sponsorship or the desire to go mainstream or the desire to, you know, become a part of pop culture or get more money or whatever the case may be. With poetry's always been poetry. There's always been stuff to, like, I guess, put more icing on the cake and you know, color things up, but poetry is all that cake is always the same. Those ingredients are those ingredients.
Okay, all right. Is it more therapy or creative outlet?
I gotta be honest, poetry is more therapy than I've been giving it credit for. I used to be that stickler that felt that I used to get kind of mad when people said things like, oh, poetry is therapy. Because I felt that it could be therapeutic.
Right.
But I owe highest regards to, like, the psychiatrists and, you know, the psychologists. You know, I always gave the highest regard to them. But it's not everybody that's speaking to a psychiatrist. It's not everyone that's in access to a psychiatrist. It's not every psychiatrist that's on point that meets with the patient. You know, there's still a lot of, you know, liability cases and malpractice cases being put on some psychiatrists and psychologists. So for us, this is our way to sort through the stuff. You know, I'm even telling people on a regular basis, you know, sometimes when you get caught up in something, write that sucker down, man. Because a lot of times, especially me, and I call myself out, as I get older, I think that I can just handle it on my own. I ain't got to write it down. I got it. I remember what I got to do. I remember what I got to say. Nah, homie. Your subconscious is that little kid in a playground with a parent, and the parent think that the parent got control, and the parent's like, no, I got to hold this little motherfucker down because because you're not going to run me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like, hey, man, it's just that thing. You know, the subconscious is just being. So it's our job to remind ourselves that it's the conscious that has the final say in what we're going to do, especially as artists. There's a whole bunch of stuff that runs through our minds. That doesn't mean that, you know, that it's okay to just go out there and do it because in your head, nah, bro, come on now. How old are you, 5?
Right. Okay, Wise, you got something to say to the brother?
Nigga, I'm here soaking up shit. I'm soaking up knowledge.
I see you.
I get that. I'm soaking this shit up like,
I saw your face when he said about the writing.
Certain shit, yo, son. You know, the shit that really hits me, I try to toss in the chat. It's like you said, because I know I ain't gonna remember this shit. You know, my memory's awful.
I'm telling you, you're not.
That purpose of the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The purpose of the soul. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. All right, so brother man, you You can hit us one more and then close out, or you can close out. The option is yours.
I'm gonna see if I remember this one. I heard that the brother got accosted in jail, and it's funny how justice works. It's definitely an old piece, but you know, why not do it on his behalf?
Hey,
and hopefully I remember it. Let's see what happens. Let's go. The name of this piece is called Hypocrites, and I think it speaks for itself. To this day, I still cannot support R. Kelly's music, but I still support Woody Allen's movies. The conditioning of my Black mind has been done so well. Oh, I'm a proud hypocrite. Condemning others for not breaking up with their favorite artists when I refuse to do the same. What makes what R. Kelly did less harsh than Bill Cosby? Is it the color of the girls that he shamed? Well then, we're all hypocrites. Stepping in the name of love when we know how this man loves to love children. What message are we sending? As long as you keep us entertained and continue to be a success, it's okay if you take advantage of a child's innocence. And we wonder why the generation behind us has turned their backs against us. Vultures eating at our virtue because we didn't protect theirs. Hypocrites. How many times I hang around cool white people who say the word nigger and I don't say nothing. Hypocrites. How two dudes who never had a father won't hold each other accountable to be one. Hypocrites. How all lives matter, but some folks cringe when we focus on the black ones. Hypocrites. How nobody sees color, but we all get our vision back when we fill out applications. But D-Black, nobody's perfect, but I'm not asking for perfection. I just want us to do better. I don't want us to recreate arithmetic or add new letters to the alphabet, but if we keep blurring lines between right and wrong, what's to separate good from evil? Objects from people, children from elders, animals to humans. But D-Black, human beings are animals too. Yeah, but when you ever seen an animal paying to see a human being in a zoo? But we don't want to do better or maximize our potential. We want to do our own thing, maximize our pleasure principles. R. Kelly golden showered his victim, even videotaped it. With no punishment in sight, what are we saying to our kids? Protecting Pied Piper predators, preying on our young people, turning down their voices every time we turn up the volume, telling our common sense that it makes sense to sacrifice our children for our happiness, to sacrifice their future for our present tense. We push molesters to make hits, but we don't push hope for their imbalance. To the generation behind mine, please, just use your own heads, because it's painfully obvious that my generation has lost it. Because we're too busy spending too much time trying to have fun, trying to be cool, trying to stay young, trying to be you. And obviously, still trying to fit in with ourselves. Peace.
Yo, everybody, please take your mics off mute. Please give it up for this brother right here, please.
Hey.
It's like a fucking movie watching this man. So please let them know where to find you. You know, anything that you got that they can check out. That's the stamp.
That's the stamp all day.
That's the stamp.
Always,
Stamp all day.
always. It's all about onomatopoeias in these rap songs. Bing! Bow! Bow! Pow! Oh, I love how the sound effects have become the thing in a lot of today's rap.
Bow,
Definitely
bow.
look me up on Instagram. Yeah, bling, blow, bow. It's like watching that old Batman show. Kapow, kablowy, kablooey, katowy, katong. Yeah, so definitely hit a brother up. I'm on Instagram daily at DBlackBX. For those of you who only want to see my active stuff, you can also follow me at I am D Roberts. Also on Instagram. You can hit me up on Facebook on there as well daily, D Roberts 504. For those of you who are available, I can also hit y'all with some information. This Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a play reading entitled Blind Faith, and it's about two brothers who one of their relatives ends up getting killed in a hate crime, and it talks about how the two brothers are dealing with it. And yeah, it's a really wonderful piece. It's a really short piece. We're going to be doing a talk back at 7:30. Just for those of you who can, just go on Eventbrite and look up Blind Faith and see if you can RSVP, because I think the seating may be done, but you can definitely look it up on Eventbrite.
All right, that's what's up. Thank you for pulling up, bro.
Oh, wait a minute, really quick. I'm sorry, just one more announcement. Oh, how could I forget? For those of you who do not know, I am a spoken word facilitator and coach for my girlfriend's school, online school, entitled Dare to Dream. So we're going to be having our second talent showcase. Thank you, sir. Our second talent showcase on September 25th. Those tickets are available as well. I believe that they're also on Eventbrite. Just look up Dare to Dream. That's DARE and to Dream, the number 2, and then Dream. And that's going to be happening September 25th.
All right, so write the information in the chat.
Yeah, right on that.
You know what I mean? Thank you for pulling up, bro. As always, every time I'm around this man, I am inspired. Yo, it's fucking dope, man. Have you been enjoying the show thus far? I think we have provided y'all with some blazing fucking fire. We went from somebody who just caught your heartstrings to somebody that's fucking tap dancing on your fucking mentals. Yeah, it's the MMA, more than poetry tonight. So tonight, right now, we are about to really switch lanes. Yeah, I'm always, Will, I gotta be on go, man. I'm happy. Will, do you know 2 years ago I died, bro? I am always happy. And then I found out today that Storyteller knows the doctor that saved me. That's crazy. Yeah.
Man, small world, but hey, I'm just enjoying the show, man. You doing your thing. That's why I said I love it.
No. Bro, listen, I know I be watching you, and let me tell you something. Will, there's one thing that you do, bro, that I love, because it's so rude. When he kicked people out of his live, Lord, oh, I be like, oh, they gotta go. Boom. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yo, it's a beautiful.
Your time is up here.
Right. Boom.
No. But yo, real. I don't know if you peep. The nigga get mad if you leave on your own accord.
Right, and call you back in.
Official.
I saw him do that. Yo, somebody performed, and they thought they was dropping the mic. He was like, no. He pulled him back in. He said like 2 things. So I was like, all right, now you can go. I love it.
He pulled him back in.
Yeah. My man was like, yeah, I just bodied it. Nah, no, you didn't. Not yet. Come here. Let me talk to you. Take this walk with me. So now we're going to really switch up lanes, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for our music artist spotlight. I came across this brother hosting an event. Yeah, there you go. That's the stamp. I came across this brother hosting an event that gave a platform to both currently and formerly incarcerated men and women. And when I heard his story, I was already like, oh, all right. But then I heard the song. And when I tell y'all, no lie, I have played, look, that's even in the song. Yo, I have played this song working out. The only thing I haven't played this song to do is have sex. That's it, because it ain't there for that. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce y'all to MAERATI-E. Sir, where are you?
You right there.
Yo. What's the deal?
All right. So, I'm trying to find them because, all right, maybe I need to do this. Okay, there we go. Bam! All right. So let the people know who you are. Tell them who, break it down.
Absolutely. So quick brief background about myself. My name is Eric Maserati E Abercrombie. Like the brother just said, we linked up at another event, and it was geared towards, like he said, formerly incarcerated people as well as currently incarcerated people utilizing this platform. Me personally, I have a certain perspective because I myself am formerly incarcerated. At the age of 17, during the commission of a robbery, I shot a man. Fortunately for the both of us, that man lived. Ultimately, that resulted in me being 17 years old, getting sentenced to 10 years with 2 strikes for attempted murder. And during that journey of incarceration, it was just a lot that I learned. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the importance of emotional literacy and how like our traumas in our past life really plays a role into our existence and the way that we act. You know what I mean? Also, I learned a lot about the ways of the world, from systemic design of oppression to how everybody literally plays a role, whether they just watching, not doing nothing at all, or like literally playing an active part in this oppression, if we will, right? And with that, I was able to contribute to the community inside prison as well as on the outside. Was able to like literally assist in getting some laws changed, getting some policy pushed and things of that nature. So like I'm on a vigorous mission right now to really utilize the power of perspective and perception when it comes to perceptional value of people. You know what I mean? Really breaking down stigmas, illuminating implicit biases and a bunch of things. And I'm a musician. I use that as one of the tools in order to do that. And that opened up a bunch of doors. I've been featured on several projects. Right now, it's a project on Netflix called Cue Ball. They feature my music in there. They did a documentary on the San Quentin Warriors, and they feature my music in there. I'm also a part of a mixtape that was produced from San Quentin State Prison. No exaggeration. It's getting a bunch of public endorsements from a bunch of celebrities and things of that nature. I was on a tour pre-COVID, literally going to high schools and colleges. Me and my bro, Antoine Banks Williams, the co-creator and sound designer of Ear Hustle, pretty infamous podcast. If you haven't heard of it, definitely want to encourage everybody to check that out. The podcast is called Ear Hustle. But we were literally on tour going to high schools and colleges, just utilizing the power of the narrative and the influence of music and the attempt to dismantle the school to prison pipeline. And it was actually becoming like pretty effective. We was kicking up a lot of dust. Another thing at the moment, I'm currently an executive producer for a mainstream album with the Represent Justice campaign, partnered with like Scott Budnick, who's the executive producer of like the Hangover series, as well as Just Mercy, a film that just came out recently starring Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx on Brian Stevenson and his journey. And yeah, long story short, what we're going to be doing is going back into the prisons, no exaggeration. And we're going to be pretty much doing like a talent search, and we're going to make an album. We'll be pairing directly impacted people such as the formerly incarcerated and currently incarcerated with A-list celebrities such as J. Cole confirmed, Common confirmed, Alicia Keys have confirmed. Like it's multiple artists that are big names that's going to be linking up with these individuals that are currently and formerly incarcerated. So it's a bunch of big stuff on the way. Been grinding, man.
That's what's really up, bro. That is what's up. I'm glad to see that, you know, you made it home to do all of these things. Salute to that always. Now the music aspect, is that something that you really picked up like when you were incarcerated, or like, you know, because a lot of musicians had a love for music, but you know, they'll tell you, oh, I was singing from a baby, you know, right. Stuff like that.
So for me, like music is literally in my genetic makeup, man. Like no exaggeration. My pops was a mainstream producer and has deals with like Sony and stuff like that. My mom is a rapper and performer. So like I literally been involved in music forever, like from my grandpa to like all like the long lineage of performers and musicians. You know.
So you was sitting through battle raps in the kitchen during breakfast and whatnot. I said, hey yo, pass the bacon before I get the steaming. Word.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
To be specific though, that's something that I picked up in prison. In 2012 is when I started learning how to play the guitar. Like I just got tired of beating on shit. Got tired of beating on my chest and beating on the bunks and all that. I figured if I can do a 3-beat sequence, because everybody in prison like rap to this one beat like this. That's the one.
Right.
So I figured if I can do that in rap, I can play an instrument. All I have to do is just change up the sequence. Instead of doing those 3 beats, just do 2 of the same notes and then switch up that third one. So it'd be like doom, 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 doom. Like,
right. And you're not sore after you made the song.
Exactly.
Right.
Feel me? So it's like just ripped that, and then from there, slowly but surely began to progress, and then to the point where I developed the style that I have now, where I'm doing like the percussion simultaneously with the rhythm and lead, as well as like rapping and singing and doing all that. And yeah, but that was something that I actually picked up in prison for sure.
Okay, so now outside of your family, because I know that was immediate musical influence, who would you say was or is like your biggest musical influence besides, you know, trying to create your own lane?
Right, man. Let me start the answer to that question by saying this. Like I love music, so like I literally listen to classical, I listen to jazz, I listen to mariachi music, I listen to music. You know what I mean? Like literally every last genre. Like no exaggeration. I got music that ain't even in English, and I know word for word. Like you know what I mean? So
Damn.
like I got so many different influences, if we will. For me, music is such a visceral thing. You know what I mean? It's very emotional. It's all about the energy that we put into it. So for me, it really depends on what I'm going through in my life, what the circumstances is, you know what I mean, to where I draw these influences from. So I would have to say I don't necessarily have like just one great influence or one greater than the other. Because during the times, it's like, this is the greatest moment. You know what I mean? And that constantly alters. So,
okay. All right. So better question. What do you feel about music right now? I want you to keep it a bean. Don't be politically correct.
Man, look, nothing less than that's the only way I know how to be. You know what I mean? I'm filtered to an extent, but I'm definitely like brutally honest.
Okay.
24/7. I would say music right now, I think it's at a weird place because I feel like I got a real balanced opinion about it. I feel like you got some dope artists that's literally like taking it in a more progressive way, and then you got the ones that's not. You know what I mean? So like I think it really depends on like what people like. Like again, I listen to so much stuff. It's hard for me to really articulate like an opinion because it's like me personally, I'm just so versatile. However, like what you hear for the most part though, like I think we getting to a point where we're gonna get back to that real shit, to where the real shit is what's on top and the fake shit ain't like back in the 70s, right? Like you couldn't be on unless you had talent. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
You couldn't take it back then. And I think we getting to a point where it's gonna get back like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta be the real deal in order to be on.
Right, definitely. I'm praying for that because you know I came from a time, you know, where even the corny songs was good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, Bust a Move, I hated it, but it wasn't a bad song.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Houdini, Friends. You know what I'm saying? Corny as fuck, but it's like
Yo, son. Listen, everybody hitting them bob their head at least one time to Bust a Move. You might not know the words, but you damn sure. Come on.
Yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah. So, you know, I definitely get it. All right, so brother man, the floor is yours. And ladies and gentlemen, please put your mics on mute. This is Maserati E. And yeah, let's get it. Oh, you got the guitar already ready. Let's go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna kick it off with a song.
Let's go.
Dear to my heart, for sure. It's a song called One Day. You can check this out on my YouTube channel as well. Hopefully y'all like this. It's pretty self-explanatory once you hear it. Let's get it. Can y'all hear that okay? No lie. Yeah. One day. Look. One day. Yeah. Everything gon' change. From feeling like a slave. Yeah. held down for somebody else's gain. Damn, desensitized to see pain. Cause it's normalized where we stay. Damn, in a place designed to restrain. And it's reconstructing our brain. Damn, like Socrates said, who falsely believe that they free, no one's more enslaved. No lie, no lie. Better open your eyes. Cause most of the world is blind and hypnotized. But if we could see the signs, we could free our minds. Yeah, we can be inclined. We could see those times together. We could change the world forever. Shout out to my people like Jason Jones, creating change for real. There's multiple ways to break the mold and break these chains for real. Shout out to my people like Adnan Khan, that's changing the way we see. First watch how we restore what it means to be a human being. Shout out to my people like Antoine Williams. He told me we gonna change the world by changing the way people think. Bro, brilliant. These are the type of people that fuel my resilience. These are the type of people that will make a difference. I think the world will be different in much better ways in the future that's not so distant. So one day, yeah, everything gon' change. No lie from feeling like a slave, yeah. Waiting to be saved and set free. Oh, one day, yeah, everything gon' change. We'll no longer be slaves. We're all on our way to be free. Look, whoa. Went from niggas to criminals, pitiful, no Jim Crow. Ostracized, dehumanized from locked inside prison and no put, bro. And slavery was never abolished, but did you? No, it was just remodified and modernized by design. My few can grow. Read that 13th Amendment, it's critical. Poisonous like a chemist mix chemicals. That's what transition the labels. Now they change the language. The new word for nigga is criminal. Peep the subliminal. Someone that sees back in slaves, back in chains, back in the field, back where black became part of America, according to U.S. history. For us, it's no mystery. They wanted slaves and like empathy, but it's a trip to see. These days, they doing the same thing, just not in the same ways. It's a shame. But to be honest, it's bigger than black and white, despite the fact if you black, it's so hard to fight. Let's bring the light. What's becoming a global task, suppressing a lesser social class. I remember I had a combo with David Jazzy, and he was explaining that type of sociology. I swear knowledge be the most powerful thing that you can have equipped. Cause how can you combat what you don't even know exists? They won't take heed to the seeds of wisdom. Don't be a victim to the system. Together we can really make a difference in the future that's not so distant. So one day, yeah, everything gon' change. No lie from feeling like a slave, yeah. Waiting to be saved and set free. Oh, one day, yeah, everything gon' change. We'll no longer be slaves. We're all on our way to be free. Yeah. No lie.
Man, Wise. Yo, wow, bro.
Every time.
Huh?
Every time.
Right, cause you was there. You and D Black was there. Yup, y'all sure was, man. That's when I watched you and him just destroy an entire. I don't know why they put y'all behind each other. I don't know what the hell they was thinking.
No, the boy D Black is a monster. He is a beast.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
For sure.
All right, bro. What else you got?
All right, let's keep it lit. We gonna take a turn, right? So like every journey gotta have its beginning for sure. And mine definitely was kind of nitty gritty. Like it's in me and ain't on me. Like I was in prison for a reason. Used to have a different mentality, a different belief system. And when I got to prison, I didn't immediately change. Like I didn't immediately rehabilitate, if we will, right? So I'm gonna take y'all to a little piece of where the growth like started from, right? And we finna go through a small journey of this incarceration for sure. And this is a song called "Risky Business," and I believe that to be pretty self-explanatory. So rock with me, y'all. Let's vibe. swear to God, this used to have the yard lit. Look. I know the eyes is against me, and if I slip in, then people's come get me. Yeah, I know that sentence gonna be lengthy. I know it's risky, but I need dough. Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way, and I'm trying to get paid. I need dough. If there's a will, there's a way, and I gotta get paid. No lie. Contemplating breaking the law again. Plotting on how I'm about to get that raw up in the pen. Got hit for another phone, I can't even holler. But if it all work out, I'm about to have grants for $1 and be back at it like a crack addict. Money problems, I'm trying to drop them like bad habits. Financial roller coaster, trying to get up off this ride and rise like the tide when it rained for 40 days and nights. And flood the market, my target is getting dough. As quick as possible, I'ma let it go for the low quality or quantity. Go through me and get you both. Hope nobody tell 5-0, cause I know that's stepping on toes. So I try to stay on my toes and keep my eyes open wide and pray hard every night, cause I don't need no more time. It's just so hard for me, especially for my fam on the streets. Lord, is you testing me? Cause if you is, I don't think I'm gon' pass. No, you know how I get when it get real in my cash flow. Do almost anything to make sure that this cash flow. Feeling violated, hiding dope in your asshole. But you gotta do what you gotta do. We talking strikes, I got 2, that's too much to lose. And I ain't got too many options, starve or bust a move. And I refuse to lose, so I'm trying to maneuver smooth. No lie, cause I know the eyes is against me. And if I slip in, then people's come get me. Yeah, I know that sentence gonna be lengthy. I know it's risky, but I need dough. Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way, and I'm trying to get paid, I need dough. There's a will, there's a way, and I gotta get paid, no lie. Contemplating breaking the law again, setting the moves on how to move that raw about the pen. I'm getting line after line, I'm getting well connected. Got lines in different races, black, white, Asians, Mexicans. So send it so we can spend it. Guaranteed, rock with me, and you gon' be winning in the quality and quantity for the logo. And always stay right what you need when you need. The machine is on that state to stay hype. Like a major franchise, we gon' be baking pies like it's 1989. No lie, got the lineage on whatever you need. So all you gotta do is hit me whenever you least though. Cause like Drizzy, I know when that hotline bling, that could only mean one thing. Cause my mentality is cream, cash rules everything around me. No lie, trying to swim in the money till I'm drowning. So I stay plotting, planning like a mastermind, man. Seeking world domination on my pinky in the brain. I'm just saying, money make the world twirl. So I'm trying to get deep in it like my girl Pearl. I know it's a lot that come with that, like dodging that dispatch. And 5-0 gotta kill me, cause I won't get sent back to the pen again. And I meant that to get real for this dope. I pray God save my soul, cause a couple things I know is, yeah, I know the eyes is against me. And if I slip in, then people's come get me. Yeah, I know that sentence gonna be lengthy. I know it's risky, but I need dough. Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way, and I'm trying to get paid, I need dough. There's a will, there's a way, and I gotta get paid, no lie. It's a risky business, yeah. It's a risky business for real, yeah. No lie. Thank you.
Yo, bro, like,
Bong.
exactly. Like, yo, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I visualize, like, I see the niggas in the yard vibing to this shit. Like,
that was the main request. Like, bullshit to the side. Like before I like start working my way down to the lower levels and all that. Before I got my act together, every yard I went to, like, it was prison yards I ain't even been to. Like, and they was talking about me in that song. Like, I swear to God. It was nuts. Like, I hit the yard and they be like, "Oh, you the dude." Like, with the guitar. Oh, do the one. Like,
shit, you the dude. You the dude with the guitar. Well put, too. Well put.
Wow. So, how did you feel the first time you heard, like, one of your
definitely the dude with the guitar?
The first time I heard that, it was nuts. I couldn't even really like grasp the concept of, like, I don't want to say having fans, because I don't look at like, at least in that situation, I ain't look at that as having fans. You know what I mean? But like grasping the concept of people knowing my work before knowing me and appreciating it to that level, like it's hard. It was hard to even fathom that and really like comprehend and grasp that. You know what I mean? Like I got problems taking compliments now, like no exaggeration. And yeah, it's just hard to like really like just grasp that and soak that in. So it used to like have me feel kind of awkward, like damn, Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, life would do that. Life would definitely, you know, make you question people's genuine, like, yo,
Right.
I'm feeling your shit. Like, nah, nigga, I don't know you like that. You know. Yeah.
And it just was a trip, because like when something happens repetitiously, like, and with multiple people, especially people that don't even know each other, like, that's when it started to set in, like, there's some truth there. And even then, it still was just hard to, like, really just grasp that, like, this shit is crazy. Like, I'm, like, getting notarized in such a way that I never even, like, truly felt possible, even though that's always the dream. And, of course, we know it could happen, you know what I'm saying? But as it's happening, it's just, like, it's mind-blowing. It's such a visceral feeling, I can't even really explain it. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. Now, you don't seem like it, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Have you had a Hollywood moment yet?
As far as what you mean by that?
Like, you know, somebody like somebody recognize you, but you really not, you know, like, yeah.
Actually, yeah. It's so, like, as you know, like, I'm somewhat politically involved, right? Well, not even somewhat. Like, I'm definitely involved in certain things when it comes to, like, lobbying and things of that nature. So, like, I'm popping up at protests and doing performances and speakings and things of that nature. And it actually was several protests where people was like, I didn't know you was gonna be here, and like, you MAERATI-E, like, on shit like that, and it's nuts. And I'm thinking, like, man, I ain't nobody. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. So it, like, really wanted, like, pictures, autographs, like, the whole nine. Like, so I had a couple of those moments for sure, and it's still, like, mind blowing. Like, I still just like how in prison, like, it's still like, damn, like, this is crazy. Can't really grasp it, you know?
Right. Wise, you got some questions for the brother? For the brother with the guitar? Where he at now? You know what? Oh.
Man, I'm here. Calm down. Listen, there's so much going on.
I know.
But I did want to ask, because I heard him say, wait a minute.
I think that's
kill
me.
that. I did hear MAERATI say that he started playing the guitar in 2012, right?
Yeah.
So this is 8 years, and like, I'm sure you've seen the progression in it. I'm sure. Did you find it hard to pick up at all, or?
So for me, it actually came, in my opinion, easier than a lot of other people, because, like, again, music is in my DNA, it's in my genetic makeup. So, like, I've been playing, like, the keys. That was the first instrument that I started with, but, like, a keyboard is extremely arduous to come across in prison, depending on the yard you're in. So, like, I was already good at the keyboard, and I was able to, like, easily transition to the guitar because I already had it and I play off the ear. You know what I mean? Now, what was difficult was more so, like, learning, like, chords and transitions and things like that. But even that came pretty natural. I used to practice, like, vigorously. Like, I've literally played, no exaggeration, to my fingers, like, with literally just dripping blood. Like my strum thumb had a big ass hole in it, smack dab in the center of the spiral, and, like, the fingers that I used to hold it down, like, no exaggeration, like, I'm talking, like, bleeding, like, blood still coming down, because we used to have these sessions on the yard sometimes that just got so damn big, and we don't got microphones, ain't got equipment, so all I can do is just strum louder. You know what I mean? It was like, I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to stop the entertainment. That was our temporary escape from our current circumstance, or our past circumstance, right? So it was like, man, just muscle through that shit. But I say all that to say, like, I used to just practice vigorously, like, all day, every day. That's all I did. So that kind of definitely expedited the process of learning this shit, for sure.
Nigga, the shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the combination is a whole nother art form. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes so much concentration to first write the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love writers, man. That's my fucking thing. But to write, to memorize, to come up with something to strum and knock and do the whole shit effortlessly in a performance. You do the shit for the people. You do the shit in the yard where niggas could be like, oh, you playing the guitar, that shit's soft. All of that, like, you zone all of that shit out, and you focused on the gift that God gave you, man, and you took your art form and you fucking practiced it, you prepped it, and you perfected it, my nigga. I salute you big fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So the niggas talk about, you know, my sound effects is my stamp of approval, nigga.
There it is. There the fuck it go.
I appreciate the shit out of that, bro. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah. So let them know where they can find you. I saw on the video, I think it was the video or the audio for Break Them All. I don't remember which one on YouTube, that the money goes to something.
Yes.
Right. So, you know, you could talk about that for real quick.
So for the San Quentin mixtapes, so again, this was completely 100% produced in prison. A well-known professional producer, David Jazzy from Sweden, unfortunately was incarcerated with me at the time. He had life. Fortunately, he out now. He in Sweden right now, no exaggeration. But like all this was in the woodworks before we were released. So you cannot legally like make profits off of anything while being incarcerated. So everything, like all the proceeds go to survivors of crime. Like we use the term survivors of crime, others might say victims. So it goes to victim services. However, like all of the proceeds go 100% to the survivors of crime. Because that's our way of giving back. You know what I mean? As a person that caused harm and really want to like rectify that, you know what I mean? And bring healing now, like I was super fine with that. Like it was a super dope cause. And that was our way of getting out there.
It's definitely dope, man. And I salute you, man, for having the mindset, because we all know people who came home and, you know, nothing changed and they end up right back. Right. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, that's what the system is created to do. Like it really isn't too many places to offer better alternatives to our way of thinking, our new way of thinking. It really isn't too many places that offer these tools. And like literally majority of the yards in the prisons in California are in such desolate places, and there's so many of them, like they don't give a damn. And it's literally constructed to instill in this like separation and to exacerbate our already distorted belief system. Like it's nuts. So like it's a subgroup in there of a collective of people on every prison yard that I've been to that definitely overcome those circumstances and overcome like the situations at hand for sure.
All right, now what part of Cali are you from?
I'm from Oakland. I'm from Oakland, California.
Okay, all right. Oakland, Oaktown. All right. Yo, growing up, let me tell you something. I'm from Brooklyn, but growing up, my favorite rapper was Ice Cube. Real shit.
That's my dog.
Ice Cube, and it was just these two dudes. They had a song called "Fuck New York."
What? Oh, back in the West Coast, East Coast time.
Yeah, when they had that beef shit. But yo, let me tell you something. I was probably the only person, and it was Ice Cube's fault. Dead to Summer. I'm out there in all black, and it's never changed. It's something about the vibe on that side. You know what I mean? Like, y'all gotta, like, I don't know what it is. I can't say it's laid back, because I know how, you know, motherfuckers on that side put in work. So we know it ain't that, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's the bud.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah. Because I had some granddaddy perp from out there, and it almost killed me. Yeah. So it might be the bud. So let them know what you got going on. If you got anything coming up, if you got one more song, whatever, it's on you, bro.
Definitely, it's all good. Like I said, you guys can check out Cue Ball on Netflix right now. Please support that. That literally made me and my brother, who's also featured in the film, like Emmy-nominated artists. No exaggeration. What else? The San Quentin mixtapes. It's on all platforms right now. San Quentin mixtapes Volume 1. What else? The Represent Justice album. We still in the process of working with that. COVID kind of like backed up everything, so we have no entry into the prisons right now. However, be on the lookout for that. That's coming real soon. I got a YouTube channel. It's self-titled, just like how it is here. Eric Maserati E Abercrombie. That's kind of out of commission right now, but you can check out some of the acoustic vibes on there. And then you can just pretty much Google Maserati E, and like I'm on all platforms right now. My music is featured on all platforms. Got a couple singles out. Strongly encourage everybody to check it out. Hopefully you vibe with it. Hopefully you like it.
All right, bro. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please support the brother. As you see, he's not even doing it for himself. And it's dope. Like real music. I appreciate it. And like why I said, like, to be able to do all of that, because I'd have fucked that beat up about 3 times. I'm not even gonna lie. Can I ask some at Real and Wise? What's up, Will? What's going on?
No, I just wanted to ask Eric, first of all, bro, you are crazy talented. That's number one. Like,
thank you.
Jesus Christ. And you said something because you work with incarcerated like people, right? And right now I'm actually planning something. I'm in the works. So with my friend, we're planning an open mic and a donation type of thing and a clothing drive for a former incarcerated or threatened to be incarcerated youth right now. And I would actually wonder if we want to get together and like work on that together, because I'm probably gonna do that like later in September. Because so it's kind of weird how this all works. Is Wise posted this. I forgot about this, but then Wise sent it in like every chat. And it's funny how I met you, because I was literally just talking about this event yesterday. So I don't know if you would be interested in that, or you're gonna hit me on the side.
Easy call, definitely. We could definitely swap info and get that cracking for sure. Like that's really my passion. I really like live and die for this. Like no exaggeration, especially for the young life. Like I volunteer still to this day over Zoom with schools like literally all around the world, as well as juvenile halls and things of that nature. So easy call for sure. Like I'm about it.
Appreciate that, bro. So it's for kids out in Harlem, like right in New York. So a whole bunch of them. But what's your Instagram? I'm gonna follow you. We can talk about that stuff later. You know, this is Real and Wise's thing right now.
Nah, Will, you all right. You good, bro. You good. It's not for no, no crazy shit. So you good.
Always love when it comes to you, Will. Always.
Without Wise.
I just posted the Instagram right there in the chat. For sure. The Real Maserati _E.
Yeah, man. Maya, you wanted to ask him a question too?
No, you said you would have fucked up the beat. I said same.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, yo, he was banging that shit. I was like, yo, because no black person can do the whole electric slide, right? Never in the history. We never make it all the way around. I make it about 3/4 of the way. I'm not gonna lie. Then I get a little too cute with it, and that would have happened with that.
Then you get too cute.
Yeah, you start shaking your shoulders and shit.
Yeah, slapping the ground.
Yeah. I ain't never touched the ground before. Now I want to be slapping the floor and shit. Yeah.
No, for real, that high knee.
Right. You start talking this shit out right now. Come on with it. Yes.
Right.
It's too fucking much, man. We do too much sometimes. But yeah, bro, thank you for pulling up. Amazing.
Thank you for having me. Seriously.
I truly salute you and what you're doing, and you got support over on this side. So
would you like me to close with a song? I could.
Yes, please do. Please, by all means, handle your business. And y'all get ready for the open mic.
For sure.
Facts.
This song right here is titled "Break the Mold." This may potentially be literally my most iconic song of my career. This is the one that's featured on the Netflix documentary Cue Ball. It's another version of it.
And it's the official song as of tonight for the MME. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, hopefully y'all like this, man. Vibe with me. Let's get it. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yep.
So far from perfect, yeah. We can break them all, yeah. No lie, I know I am so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person when I say I'm so tired of hurting. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break them all. Yeah, we can break them all. No lie. Yeah, we can break them all. We can break them all. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break them all. Mentally constipated, shit on my mind but can't come out. Surrounded by cats, some real, some fake. I observe and wait and make them out. Who's who? Really ain't got a clue, man. Thinking do cool, man. Kicking it like Luke Kane till you see a few things. You see on 2 lanes like J Cole the 2 Chainz. Now it's time to change. You part of your crew, man. Don't do the big cool thing. That's the method, man. No Wu-Tang dudes too loose like shoes and no shoestrings. Try to lace them, but they burn like butane when you introduce flames to the equation. Try not to give up on my people and be patient. But the reality of the situation, large part of the population can't save them. Hopefully they see the truth. The reason that I care so much, cause I've been through so much, trying to spare the young, from the things I done and thinking dumb, and the seeing the guns and drugs in the slums, to where you from, to where I'm from. It's all the same thing, just in different ways. It's all the same pain, just a different place. Same conclusion, just a different pace. So I'm trying to break the mold. I'm trying to take control of the mind of the masses. I won't stop till the deaf can hear me loud and clearly, and the blind see it happen. And that's deeper than rapping. I speak out of passion, no lie, please feel me. We all victims of that Willie Lynch letter, but if we come together, so much better we will be. I know I am so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person when I say I am so tired of hurting. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold. Yeah, we can break the mold. No lie. Yeah, we can break the mold. We can break the mold. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold. Product of my environment, at least that's what we're told. You don't plan for retirement when you program to blow grams and sell dope. To the day that you gon' ride, I swear it's so cold when you gotta call home. A place where you grow, thinking hope was a joke, and everybody broke, thinking that's how it go for somebody like me. Just another young brother from the streets, where you gotta see the beauty in the beast, cause the weak can't eat, but we can't leave. But how can we stay free when they lock us in prison, when we've been in prison, the blacks? With no equal opportunity, go for jobs or protection will come from a glide. When will it stop? Some would say never, but you never know till you make that endeavor, no lie. Ties to the lies must be severed, so I try to get a world of perception so fly that you fly away to a higher place. When you was told you couldn't reach it, open your eyes today. If you're alive today, we can break the mold into pieces all around the globe. We can break the mold. It's in our control. You gotta let go. It's frivolous. Whoa, do better to show the youth something better instead of robbing them of their innocence. That's deeper than rapping. I speak out of passion. No lie, please feel me. We all victims of that Willie Lynch letter, but if we come together, so much better we will be. I know I am so far from perfect, but I know I can speak for more than one person when I say I am so tired of hurting. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold. Yeah, we can break the mold. No lie. Yeah, we can break the mold. We can break the mold. We could change the world forever if we come together. We can break the mold.
Awesome.
That fucking song, man.
Fire.
Thank you.
Fire.
Thank you.
Yo, that shit touched me like, that shit touches me like, who saw The Color Purple?
For surely.
Remember God trying to tell you something?
Yes. Yes.
Remember how that shit hit right here? Especially when she said, see, daddy, sinners got soul too. Yo!
That part.
Yeah, man. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, please take yourself off mute. Give it up for this brother right here, man. Please.
Hey!
Brother, I wish you nothing but success in all that you do. Oh, Lou, is that Big O?
Yeah.
Oh, shit! Ladies and gentlemen, hold on, let me be professional with this. Brother, man, thank you for coming out. Please, if you can, stick around. Make sure you put all your contact information and everything in the chat so people can follow you. Ladies and gentlemen, please follow this man. Pay attention to what he's doing because he's trying to change this shit and he can use the fucking help. Now, real quick, I just got to shout out my bro, my room shaker comrade, up and coming comedian Big O. I'm trying to get him to come on and do a set one time. I know he ain't gonna do it today. Funny as hell, in an awkward kind of way, but that's my boy right there.
Pay for that. Just intending.
Uh-oh. Why are we supposed to hear that? Anyway, all right, so ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first half. We are now on to the open mic.